Senate proposes amendments of raw materials before export as Federal University of Mining Just Bill passed.
And congratulate all Nigerians that yes, indeed, we will now have value addition, and then we will now focus more on mining as a major revenue source for the country.
House of Representatives with partners calls for change of attitude in modeling the future of Nigerian youths.
Today, when they talk of Yahoo, I've seen them go and rent houses. In those days, before you rent a place, they want to know who you are.
Plus, correspondents across states filed budget presentations. Hello and welcome to Parliamentary News this Wednesday. I am NTA Ojonugba. Senate is proposing amendments to the Raw Materials Development Council Act to promote at least 30% local processing of raw materials before exports. The amendment bill, sponsored by the Deputy Majority Whip, Peter Webonyi, aims at enhancing innovation within local industries, job creation, and reducing dependence on imports. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
Leading debate on general principles of the Raw Materials Development Council Act Amendment Bill, Senator Webonyi described the proposed legislation as a transformative initiative to drive economic growth.
This bill, if enacted into law, will regulate importation of raw materials readily available for local production.
There is need for us to strengthen our exports to attain a $1 trillion economy.
Several industries will emerge because it will now be mandatory that you don't engage this lazy attitude of taking raw materials outside the shores of this country. That this raw material must be processed here.
Senate passed the bill at second reading, including bill seeking the establishment of the Federal University of Science and Technology, Korokorose, in Bayelsa State. Senators also passed the bill to establish a Federal University of Mining and Geosciences in Jos Plateau State.
To provide the educational infrastructure, balancing access to education and technology.
God has blessed us with mineral resources. It becomes our duty to deepen our knowledge so that the exploration, exploitation, and mining of minerals will be done by Nigerians themselves.
And congratulate all Nigerians that yes, indeed, we will now have value addition, and then we will now focus more on mining as a major revenue source for the country.
6 bills passed first reading, among them bills seeking domestication and enforcement of African Union Convention for Protection and Assistance to Internally Displaced Persons. Meanwhile, Senate has received communications from President Tinubu seeking confirmation of appointees for Southeast and Northwest Development Commissions. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
In the wake of fresh global concerns about the Z COVID-19 variants, the House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and relevant agencies to step up surveillance at all borders and ports of entry into the country. This followed a motion of urgent public importance on the floor of the House. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen reports.
Lawmakers note that the spread of the latest COVID-19 variant across 43 countries of the world is a pointer to Nigeria's vulnerability. They want the port health authorities to intensify screening of inbound passengers and take all precautions to safeguard the nation's public health.
To mitigate its spread, Nigeria must promptly assess the variant's potential impacts and implement effective countermeasures. The festive season, with high influx of travelers, adds urgency to this effort, requiring Nigeria to be proactive in protecting its citizens.
The House sought investigation of compliance with safety standards in gas flaring operations.
Urge the Federal Ministry of Environment to assess the environmental and health impact of gas flaring in oil-producing areas and recommend appropriate remediation.
This is another source of revenue where countries are making billions and trillions from gas. Yet, in Nigeria, we are flaring gas to the detriment of human lives.
The House also called for regulation of standards in the development of managerial manpower.
All ministries, departments, and agencies of government should include the registration certificate of the Center for Management Development, CMD, as part of pre-qualification criteria for eligibility on any management consultancy and training projects.
Lawmakers urged the FCT Police Command to carry out a 3-month awareness campaign before enforcing the ban on tinted windscreens and covered number plates in the Federal Capital Territory.
Urge the FCT Police Command to immediately halt the indiscriminate harassment of motorists and to release vehicles that have been impounded solely for violations related to tinted glasses and covered number plates.
The defection of another Labour Party lawmaker, Delop Form from Plateau State, to the All Progressives Congress comes with some resistance from the minority caucus.
Resign formally your membership of your party, go to your ward and apply to be a member of the new party you want to join. And then you can write to this house showing evidence of your membership of your new party.
There are provisions and procedures for you to show your concern. So your point of order is ruled out of order.
From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
In commemoration of this year's Anti-Corruption Day, the House of Representatives Committee on Anti-Corruption, alongside partners, are clamoring for change of attitude on the part of all agents of socialization in modeling the future of Nigerian youths. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide takes it from here.
Themed, Uniting the Youth Against Corruption, Shaping Tomorrow's Integrity. The crusade brought together thought leaders from different anti-corruption agencies, core members, and other youth groups.
The House is working to amend the Independent Corruption Practice and Other Related Offences Commission ICPC Act to enhance its capacity to effectively investigate, prosecute corruption cases. Additionally, we are advancing the Whistleblowers Protection Bill to encourage individuals to expose corrupt practices without fear of reprisal.
Stakeholders identified modernization, parenting, media, entertainment, green economy, and environmental factors as motives for the decline in moral values amongst youths. They therefore called for reorientation in the conduct and attitude of leaders, parents, traditional institutions, and many other agents of social change.
Today, when they talk of Yahoo, I've seen them go and rent houses. In those days, before you rent a place, they want to know who you are. But the value we put on things that, Mr. Man, pay your money, case closed. So all this, the issue of corruption attitude boils down to the value the society owes.
Some of these youth corpers, some of you were our polling agents, or what do we call it? I mean, our presiding officers during elections. You are all corrupt too. I have to be realistic.
I heard the Honorable Chairman talking about history. So let's go back to where we lost it and then begin to fix the gaps. All that we're not doing right, all others that are working from the house. Let parents bring up their children in the way they should grow.
Ultimately, discussions were aimed at fostering integrity and transparency in governance. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
Thank you, Joshua, for that report. And now let's join our guests. Chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, Kayode Akinolu. Chairman, you're welcome to Parliament News.
Thank you very much.
What are the corrupt practices affecting Nigerian youths as perceived by the National Assembly?
Leadership is service to the people. Letting you know that your leaders are no special human being. They are normal people like you. So our youth need to be engaged with the people, let me just put it, the elderly and people in authority. This is to prepare them. And this is also to let them also act as a watchdog on we, the leaders in authority presently. And it's to let them know that they also have a big task on their hand in ensuring their country is governed properly and is corrupt-free.
What strategies is the National Assembly, particularly House of Representatives, adopting in the fight against corruption?
There's the Whistleblower Protection Act. Because you see, corruption in most areas is not something that is exposed, but it's something that is confined to a particular circle. Only if there's a legislative in place to protect anybody willing to come out, knowing, because you see, I tell people, not all Nigerians are corrupt, not all politicians are corrupt, not all clerics are biased, not all clerics are politically motivated for whatever they say. So, for example, I'll just say one for now, which is the Whistleblower Protection Act, which is presently going on in the National Assembly. This is to protect whoever has come out to blow open any corrupt act or corrupt act that's about to happen. This, I think, the National Assembly has done very well in it. Then also there have been various laws that have been amended. As you can see, the Code of Conduct Tribunal, the Code of Conduct Bureau, there are different amendments presently being done. As we say, government is a continuum. So the more the people evolve, the more we change the laws.
What roles are youths expected to play in shaping tomorrow's integrity, as the theme of this year's commemoration of the International Anti-Corruption Day implies?
Discipline is the bedrock of any society. You go to Asia, Asian youth are disciplined. Let's go, like I said to them, let's go back to the ideology of our forefathers when we got our independence, which is where a civil servant faces his job, a politician ensures he delivers on his promise, the security men out there make sure that the country is secured, the medical doctor makes sure he gives good health services, whereby we all do our own role in bits and pieces. That's what develops a country. So we have let the youth know that the future lies with them. It got so great, the woman that trained me in NYC, I don't know whether you saw when I called her out to be specially recognized. I was a youth corporal about 20 years ago under her. She trained me, she taught me certain things before I went into proper legal practice. So you see, the foundation is what we are to give to our youth. And in return, what is expected of our youth is what is part of the theme of today, unifying.
Core members serving in the National Assembly are yearning for better welfare. Is your committee taking any step to look into this?
Yes, you see, the core members are not being paid, not because they don't want to be paid, but there's budgetary issue in every agency, which include the National Assembly. So also, you know, when I see people talking about National Assembly members earning this, earning that, it's because they have not gone to the budget office to see what is coming to the National Assembly. I felt very bad to see that our youth corpers are not being paid from here, but it is not the will. It is not by purpose, it is the available budget. But also, let's get it clear that the National Youth Service is meant to be like a service to humanity, service to your nation. But obviously, when you're serving, you need to be remunerated in one way or the other, which is why I said I'm going to take it up personally, probably in our executive session or personally with the Speaker. But all this thing doesn't really lie on the Speaker, it lies on the budget office. And also, a very difficult part is that we do not emphasize the number of youth corpers that will be posted to our place here. And you know, anything we do in government when it comes to remuneration has to do with budget. That's a very key area our people need to look into and understand with us. But as I promised them, I'm going to speak to the Speaker about it in person and raise it up officially too.
Thank you very much for your time.
God bless you. You're welcome.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes Channel 306, and Free TV Channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
In a bid to foster good governance, ensuring accountability and strengthening national security, the National Assembly has assured of its support to the defense sector through budgetary allocations. This was re-echoed during an oversight by the House Committee on Defense to Defense Intelligence Agency and the National Defense College. National Assembly correspondent Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Protection of lives and property of Nigerians is paramount to the security sector, and this is not achievable without the support of all and sundry. The visit by the House Committee on Defense to Defense Intelligence Agency comes at a defining moment when the country is grappling with security challenges.
The DIA must therefore remain at the forefront of leveraging cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, cyber intelligence, and advanced surveillance systems that will enhance the armed forces' ability to counter asymmetric threats and stay ahead of adversaries.
Equipment support, challenges with respect to operational effectiveness, our support systems for ensuring that the adversary does not have an upper hand over our conduct of our operations. They all form part of those discussions that we had.
At the National Defense College, the Commandant appreciates the unwavering support accorded by the National Assembly. He requested for more funding to the college to bridge the gap in research and development. The Defense Committee is expected to visit other formations under its purview. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Now to State Assembly on budget presentation. Jigawa State Assembly has assured people and government of Jigawa State of speedy passage of proposed 2025 state and local government appropriation bill of more than 698 billion naira with a view to achieving greater and prosperous Jigawa. Speaker Haruna Aliyu Dangiatin gave the assurance shortly after Governor Umar Namadi presented the budget estimates before the State Assembly for their consideration and approval. Ibrahim Sani has more.
Tagged Budget of Innovation and Transformation for Greater Jigawa State, the 2025 appropriation bill reflects the 12-point agenda of Governor Umar Namadi, which directly focused on economic transformation, education, health, agriculture, and human capital development, among other key development objectives.
Each and every facet of Jigawa citizen life has been touched by this budget of innovation and transformation.
More than 536 billion naira was earmarked for capital expenditure, 149 billion naira, equivalent to 21.1%, goes to recurrent expenditure.
Whether a governor or as a legislator, a local government chairperson, or a councillor, we all have our respective duties and obligation to make things work for the better of the present and future generation, and we will be asked to account for our deeds.
Speaker Jigawa State Assembly Haruna Aliyu Dangiatin described the components of the budget composition as a reflection of yearnings and aspirations of people of Jigawa State.
Economic problem being experienced worldwide deserve a radical approach to make our people more productive.
He assured government and people of Jigawa State of speedy passage of the budget to meet the innovation and transformation objectives to make Jigawa a great and prosperous state. The Speaker expressed hope that before the end of the second quarter of the 2025, all the development objectives highlighted in the budget will be realized. In Dutse, Ibrahim Sani, NTA News.
The 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill of Delta State Government has been passed by the state. House of Assembly correspondent Susan Esu reports that the bill, which enjoyed the support of legislators, was read the third time during plenary.
A letter for the 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill seeking to realign the 2024 appropriation law was sent to the House by the governor and read during Tuesday plenary. After a robust debate by members, the bill was read the second time and referred to the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation for further legislative considerations. Chairman of the committee, Marilyn Okowa-Daramola, presented her report after a careful study of the proposed amendment in the Supplementary Appropriation Bill.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, based on our findings, the committee recommends as follows. 1. That the proposed increase in the first schedule to the 2024 appropriation law be considered and approved, bringing the new total to 346,652,262,710 naira only. 2. That the proposed decrease in the second schedule to the 2024 appropriation law be considered and approved, bringing the new total to 378,357,051,157 naira.
The 2024 Supplementary Appropriation Bill was read the third time by the Clerk of the House and passed.
The sum of 346,622,262,710 naira as recurrent expenditure, and the sum of 378,357,051,157 naira as capital expenditure for the services of the year ending on the 31st day of December 2024, and to appropriate same for the purposes specified in the law. Third reading and pass.
The Speaker, Emomo Timiguwo, appreciated the lawmakers for their contributions, which led to the quick passage of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill.
We have once again successfully discharged the key function of authorizing government expenditures in line with the provision of Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as altered. By the passage of this bill, we have authorized the government to realign the 2024 approved budget to meet critical areas of need in the state.
From the State House of Assembly, Susan Esu, NTA News.
The Borno State House of Assembly has assured of the accelerated passage of the 2025 Appropriation Bill. This commitment underscores a shared vision and collective responsibility to advance the state's welfare, development and good governance. The Speaker of the Assembly, Abdul Karim Lawan, gave the assurance during the presentation of the 2025 Appropriation Bill, totaling over 584 billion by Governor Babagana Umara Zulum. House of Assembly correspondent Kegama Mustafa reports.
The 2025 Appropriation Bill, tagged Budget of Recovery and Continuity, has garnered significant support from stakeholders, political parties, supporters, and individuals from various sectors. Speaker Abdul Karim Lawan highlighted that the legislature has enacted 12 impactful laws aimed at addressing key areas such as the economy, healthcare, education, security, and infrastructure, among others. The Assembly has also conducted extensive oversight functions, including evaluation of Borno State University Teaching Hospital, the Ministry of Justice, and other agencies. Additionally, stakeholders' engagement, confirmations of appointments, and training programs for members and legislative staff were conducted both locally and internationally in Sydney, Singapore, and the United States. The Speaker commended Governor Zulum's effort in resettling victims of Boko Haram insurgency and farmer-herder clashes, providing reliefs to flood disaster victims, and funding 10 out of 28 constituency projects initiated by the legislature.
The Borno State House of Assembly being the apex institution of making laws in the state, this significant move in fulfilling its legislative mandate during the 2024 legislative session. A total of 12 laws were passed, addressing key areas such as economic growth, healthcare, education, security, and infrastructure development.
He also emphasized the importance of the cordial working relationship between the executive and legislative arms of government in fostering good governance. The Speaker appealed for increased security personnel in his hometown, Guzamala. Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, while presenting the budget, assured alignment with the state's 25-year development plan and 10-year strategic framework focusing on healthcare, security and stability, agriculture and food security, economic recovery, as well as infrastructural development.
I lay before you the proposed 2025 budget of recovery and prosperity to be critically examined in the light of our policy direction. The success of this budget depends on your speedy issue of funds, and therefore solicit for your legal cooperation support and understanding to make our dear federal.
He also announced plans to review priority projects from the 2020 budget to date. The budget allocates 380 billion naira for capital expenditure, represents 65%, and 203 billion naira for recurrent expenditure, representing 35% of the total budget, respectively. The Ministry of Health and Human Services received the highest allocation of 89.9 billion naira, while the Ministry of Justice received the least allocation of 3.1 billion naira. In Maiduguri, Kaigama Mustafa, NTA News.
In line with constitutional provisions, all the 44 local government councils of Kano State appeared before the State House of Assembly to hold bilateral discussions with their respective committees on the proposed budget estimate for the fiscal year. Samira Hamisushira reports.
December is usually a busy period for the lawmakers at the Kano Assembly, scrutinizing the appropriation bills for both the state and local government before the end of the financial year to enable the implementation of the appropriation law on the first day of the new year. This year is not exceptional, as members of the local government councils brainstorm the premises of the Kano Assembly. Most of them have education, health, and infrastructural development as their priorities. It is expected that the bilateral discussions will be concluded by the end of the day, and the Committee on Local Government is expected to present its report before the House. The total estimates for all the local government councils stands at over 460 billion naira. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisushira, NTA News.
And with Samira's reports, we conclude Parliamentary News this Wednesday. You can follow us on our social media handles displayed on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Ene Ojonugba. Good evening.